Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Jake. I'm very happy you tuned in to the video today. Taking a day off from moving here, and I'm going to go do a little trail hike in here, Twin Arches Trail. And I'm still at the trailhead. I'm sure you can see my Jeep in the background over there. But go wander down this trail for a little while, see what I see. Should be a good time. Yeah, stick around. We'll go look at some fun stuff. Yeah. Lots of changing leaves around here. Fall is in the air. Quite nice. I've come to a fork in the trail and now I must decide, do I go left and take this trail and come out to the bottom of the arches, or do I go right and take this trail and come out on top of the arches? Decisions. I think I'm going to come out on the top. Decision has been made. I am on my way. And now I come to the first set of stairs to get to the arches. Onward and upward. And now for the next stairs to get to the arches, and also a really nice view right there. That's pretty. Those are some pretty serious stairs. So this is going to be done without the video on. And I suppose this time it's onward and downward. So here we go. That's quite a few stairs. Here I took it off a wide angle so you get a better idea of how many stairs that is. Pretty significant. I'm coming up here to the top of one of the arches, I do believe. There's some people sitting out there, so I'm going to go ahead and say that here. And then walk out there and just show y'all what it looks like. Looks pretty cool from here. Long way down. I don't know if you can hear the buzzing in the background, but as I came out under the top of that arch, I stopped because I thought, oh man, there's a hornet's nest. I would like to know where that is. Come to find out, it was a drone. So, heading up here, as there is a nice rock outcropping that I can see up ahead. Go up there and check out the view. Probably see quite a long ways. Let's go see what it looks like.
I was trying to, me and Molly had this trail lunch, and it just really hit the spot. I was trying to remember what it was, and then I had a picture pop up that we took of it, and I was like, yes, it had salami, hummus, olives.
Really nice view from up there. That was worth the walk for sure. And I'm sure you could also hear people in the background. A couple of girls up there were really enjoying their food. Quite a lot. Can't blame them though. Nothing better than eating in the woods. So, I gotta finish this little climb back down here. So, camera off. Be back in a minute. Here we go, another set of stairs. Make my way down to the bottom of the arches. See what they look like. This place is plumb happening today. There's people all over the place, which is great. It's a really nice spot, and it's a really nice day. But Lord have mercy, I'm not used to this many people in the woods with me. It's a little bit different, but It's nice though, and everybody should be in the woods at some point. So, it's a nice place. Good choice for everybody to come to. And also, quite unusual also, these arch formations are extremely large, and it's uncommon for a natural arch to be as big as these are, and you'll see how big they are in just a minute. I can see them, but wouldn't show up real well on the camera yet, so be there in just a minute. Here we go, coming up on the beginning here. This is one of the arches. I think you can just see part of it, but we'll get a better view here in just a minute. You can see those people there, so you can see just how big these arches are. It's quite incredible.
Oh yeah, the whitewater raft chick. Yeah.
So here's something pretty cool. This birch tree right here, that big one there, black birch. All these roots running out over this rock, trying to get to the soil. That's pretty cool. Pretty interesting. There are certain species of trees, such as yellow birch, that will intentionally grow on top of logs. They're known as nurse logs. And they'll do the same thing. They'll run roots out over the sides of the log, and eventually that log will rot away and leave stilt roots. So that tree is not actually touching the ground right below the trunk. Nature is cool. Now, go find the other arch. There we go. And there's arch number 2, which doesn't seem to have any people at it. One person. But, really cool. Go down and get a better look. Here's a couple of really good examples of the 2 most common fern species here in the eastern woodlands for the most part. This one on the left is a Christmas fern. This one on the right here is a maidenhair fern. Pretty cool. If you look at the leaves, or the leaflets on the frond here, we can get one separated there. You can see that little bitty sort of protrusion right there at the base. These sometimes look like a stalking, and that's often how this one was taught in dendrology classes. Christmas fern with a stalking leaf there. And then this one, maidenhair fern, you can see how they kind of spiral around and have these offshoots coming off. Really fine leaves also. So, those are pretty cool. And about a yard away from those 2 ferns, here's another interesting species here. It's a nice little shrubby tree here. This is a pawpaw. And this is Asamina triloba. I forgot to mention the scientific name for those ferns, but those will have been up on the screen since I forgot to say that. But this is Asamina triloba. Those really long leaves there, and a specific name for that leaf shape. It's going to be obovate. This is wider toward the tip than it is toward the base. So obovate there. These also have a really cool terminal bud. And this is a really good one. If I can get it to focus, maybe. Let's take this off wide angle for a moment. There we go. That little bud there, called a naked bud usually. That's what that is usually described as. There are no scales or anything. It's very, very soft. You can see it moves real easy with my finger there. And kind of interesting shape, often described as a paintbrush bud. So that's pretty cool. This is a really good soft mass producing species. Come back out to wide view. There we go. Edible by humans, often called the poor man's banana. And these are interesting also because where you find one, you will generally find many. If you look, there's one here, there's one there, and there. This tall one here, the one we were just looking at. There's a whole bunch back here. Even some taller ones. That one right there, that's a pawpaw. That'll probably be producing fruit in the next year or two. It's getting big enough. So, pretty cool things to know there. Good stuff. These also have an interesting smell with the leaf. If you crush it up, it kind of smells like a bell pepper. So, good ID characteristic for when the leaves are present. So I don't know how well you'll be able to pick this up in the video, but I'm going to try and point. If you notice right here, there's a depression, and up above it, right through here, there's a bit of a higher point there. And that is from where a tree fell and brought the root ball up with it, tore it out of the ground. And that is known as pit and mound topography. Very important ecologically because that small elevation difference from top to bottom will produce almost a staggering difference in microclimate between those two areas. Up on top will be just a little bit drier, down in the bottom will be just a little bit wetter. Soil type may be just a little bit different. Even the temperature difference is going to be different between those 2 points that are about 4 feet apart in elevation. So, even small differences make a big change in what kind of plants can utilize that area. Pretty cool stuff. So I should have mentioned something when I was up on top of the arches there that I just now thought about. Is species distribution differences depending on the site, right? So up when I was on top of the arches there, coming across at that higher elevation, I don't know if you can see behind me, this big rock bluff. It's pretty tall. But up on top there was a lot of pines, specifically Virginia pine. I saw a lot of that up there. But it's really hot and it's really dry. The soil is relatively shallow. There's not quite as many nutrients, things like that. And then when you come down into an area like this, and I'll get right here in this tree, so I'm kind of in the shadow. And if you look behind me, tons and tons of hardwood species, yellow poplars, magnolias, northern red oak, the pawpaws I just showed a minute ago. All kinds of things that require a lot more moisture and generally cooler temperatures. And they also tend to like pretty fertile soils. So down here in the bottom, big difference than up on the top where I was at to begin with. One more set of stairs here and there, and I believe I should be back up on top and headed back to the trailhead. And there we go, back to the Y in the trail. I went that way to get to the arches, came back and made the full loop, and here we go, back to the trailhead. Those are some nice sourwoods right there. They always turn such nice vibrant red, really pretty. If I turn in a little circle here, I believe you can see what I was saying previously about the big species composition difference between up here on the top and down in the bottom. It's mostly pines up here, some chestnut oaks, some scarlet oaks, sourwood, and tons and tons of mountain laurel. Those are all species that tend to like it pretty high and pretty dry. They tend to colonize those poorer sites, quote unquote, and leave the nice rich sites down below for all the other species that I talked about previously. So big differences between the top and the bottom. So made it back up to the top, back to the trailhead, back to my Jeep, and the hike is now over. Hope y'all enjoyed coming along with me on that. I had a good time, saw lots of cool stuff. And now I believe it is time to get something to eat. So this video is now finished. So hope y'all enjoyed that. If you did, definitely appreciate it. If you hit that like button, share with your friends, leave a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not yet a subscriber. And also hit the little bell icon so you get notified when new videos come up here on the channel. And I think that's it from me. So until next time, go forth, enjoy yourself, and always come home safe.